Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm checking out the RCA Atlas 10 Pro, available for under $120 online. There's some information on the bottom here. Starting off from the left, it says that there's a case with a headset, a 10-inch HD display, a quad-core processor, 32 gigs of internal storage, a 1280 by 800 IPS touchscreen, dual cameras, up to 6 hours, and it has Android 7.0 Nougat, so that's slightly newer from the other ones you might see. On top, it shows you all the ports that come with it. We'll take a look at that more in just a moment, and this is the specific version. My tablet came with a sticker on top, like a rounded sticker, so I guess that's one way you can tell if it's new or not. Now this might differ from like vendors or different sellers. Inside the box you get the tablet itself here. There's the quick start guide and entertainment pack, which has some codes on the back that can give you access like 1 month subscription or even up to a year that's included with this, so that's kind of nice. The DC cable, DC wall outlet to recharge the tablet, and then underneath here it seems like this is the extra like sleeve or case. I was saying it was a case, but I guess it's kind of a sleeve. And then the headset is on the bottom here too. Now the headset looks really cheaply made, very cheap sound quality it seems like. I can test it out, but I'm almost guaranteeing it's not going to be good. But I guess it's in there for anyone that just needs it. It's kind of hard for me to say what type of material this is. It feels like kind of foamy. So it's like when you do drop it, it can absorb some of the impact. That's kind of nice, but again, it's not too thick or anything, but it's better than not having anything. And the tablet's in here, I put it in here. Now I've got to say this tablet is pretty thick, the 2-in-1 itself. At its thickest point, it's a little over an inch. Then at the bottom, it's like 0.81 inches. The tablet itself is just half an inch, and it can be removed this way. Now the latch is really strong to take it out and put it back in. And then you can put it in backwards this way. In tent mode, and then tablet mode. On the left side here, you have the mini HDMI port. By the way, I think next to it might be either the microphone or the reset button. I'm guessing this is the microphone, because usually RCA tablets have the reset button back here. But I could be wrong, but I'm just going to take that with a grain of salt, how you will. But anyways, yeah, so the mini HDMI port behind that is the micro SD card slot, a DC volt to recharge the tablet, micro USB port, 3.5mm headphone jack, power button, and then a USB 2.0 it looks like. And then behind it is the volume keys and the camera, along with the speaker on the bottom here. On the back are some rubber tacks to help keep the tablet in place, along with 4 smaller rubber tacks on the bottom here. Also, this doesn't weigh too heavy, it just weighs exactly 2 pounds from what I just checked, so that's not bad. One thing that's impressive is that I left this on overnight, and the battery life is still at 92%. It was just at 93%, but it came down. So that tells me it has a really good standby time. Now granted, the keyboard wasn't connecting to it. Not saying that it wasn't connected at all. It actually was connected like this, but it's not really connected. Like, I'm not able to use it most of the time, but when it does work, it works pretty well. I'll get to it more in just a moment, but that tells me that this is a defective one that I have here, so I'm gonna have to get a replacement for a review video or something, because I'm guessing that the keyboard can affect the battery life of the tablet when it's connected. The camera on here is quite disappointing. Compared to other tablets that we've tested out this year so far, this is a lot more grainy and unclear than the other ones, but it's still readable to read Injustice and Catwoman on it. Front-facing camera isn't much better. It's pretty shaky too, but I guess it's usable, tolerable at best. You can barely read weapon on the bottom there, and yeah, it's just not that good, but again, it's there if you need it. Out of the box, you've got about 23 gigabytes available, and that's after updating all the apps. These are all the apps it comes with, so there's not too much bloatware coming out of the box either, so that's nice. And the screen itself is alright. It can get pretty bright, it can get kind of dim too. It's okay for a tablet at this price range with a 1280 by 800 display. Description where it'll be for $100 for. The speaker on the back is okay. It's kind of tinny. It does get kind of loud, nothing too crazy though. So coming back to the keyboard down here, when it did work, it was pretty nice. The keys aren't as clicky as they were in previous tablets, and it seems to be working right now. And there is also a decent response time, except when you're backing up, I noticed a little bit of a stutter or a lag kind of, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, the keyboard isn't as loud in the clicks as it was before. It's not too big, so it's good for people with small hands. But you've got these quick buttons on top. the trackpad on the bottom, it worked pretty well off camera. It disconnected on me, so I guess I have to return this and get another one. But yeah, so when it did work, all you did was tap it, and that was like just kind of left clicking. There's really no right click, but that just kind of clicked it. So yeah, it's nice when it does work, so overall it's okay. That's kind of what you have to expect with these cheap tablets being sold at like Walmart or any other retailer. There is a higher defect rate, so just keep that in mind. Again, I probably just got a bad unit, but looking into the benchmarks here, this is what we get in the Antutu benchmark. Now, it seems like a really low score, but that's because it didn't test out the GPU at all, so that's why it's at a low score. We're going to test out a few games. It does have a Mali 450 MP GPU. I believe, where does it say? Mali 450 MP GPU, MT8127 processor, with only 1 GB of RAM. 1 GB of RAM is actually really low for today's day and age. You can actually find tablets at around this price point that do have 2 gigs of RAM, but they don't include a keyboard, like the Lenovo V-Tab tablet I tested out a while ago, actually a week ago. And this is the Geekbench score, so the single core and multi-core score are lower than the LG Nexus 5. First game I'm checking out here is Jetpack Joyride. All the games I check out are free on the Play Store, and so far no problems whatsoever. Next game is Fruit Ninja, and even though it's only the beginning, things seem to be relatively well for the most part. Yeah, overall it seems to run well. Definitely playable. Final game I want to check out here is Sonic Dash, Sonic Boom 2. And it does seem to lag a lot more. Like, I can see the frame rate being dropped every now and then. But I guess this could be playable to some people. So I just installed a 64 GB micro SD card. Some apps can't be transferred while others can, like Geekbench 4 can't be transferred, but it seems like Fruit Ninja can be, and other games that I installed already. So I can click move and it transfers it. So I guess that's better than nothing. As long as some apps can transfer, like the gaming apps can transfer, that's a good thing, because those take up a lot of space, and having a micro SD card to be able to support it to transfer it is definitely a plus right there. So anyways guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So far I'm pretty impressed with the battery life. It seems to have a nice battery life, because at the end of the day here we're at a 68%. And that's not bad at all. I think we've had the screen on for a little more than about 4 hours maybe. Correction, it's actually more like a little less than 2 hours of on-screen time, but I've had it on since yesterday, so that's kind of nice that it has a nice standby time. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make a review video on this, unless if I get enough likes, like let's say 100, or if you guys want to comment down below letting me know whether you want to see a review video or not, because I have to go ahead and return this because the keyboard's not working. I was really looking forward to testing out the keyboard more, but the keyboard so far from what I tested out does look promising. The keys aren't too clicky or anything like that, and I do want to test it out for school, but only if you guys want to see it. So yeah, leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more. As always, thanks for watching.